You know, Carly, I really been your friend for a while, but she's starting to piss me off.
How you think you better than somebody, but then you also want to be them at the same time? Hey, it's Bri, and I have a story for you. If you've been here before, thanks for stopping by. And if you're new here, go ahead and click that red button and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell for notifications, because I know after this story, you guys are gonna wanna see Bri all the time, every time I upload. I swear, I love my little catchphrase. Like, I really love that. It's so iconic. Okay, so today's story, I cannot believe I have never shared with you guys before on my channel, because this story is so weird that it was literally keeping me up the other night. My birthday is literally tomorrow. Like, as I film this video, it's like my birthday eve. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have been experiencing a little bit of the birthday blues. And to be honest, I have been experiencing the birthday blues my whole life. And I am so grateful for social media, because I used to think that it was because, you know, I live in Southern California, and every year on my birthday when I was a kid, it would always be raining, so we could never go to Six Flags or Knott's Berry Farm like my cousins whose birthday was in June or April and stuff like that. Now that I'm older, I understand that the birthday blues is like a common phenomenon. It's not an experience that is only unique to Brianna Lay, and I'm so grateful, because I am so nervous about entering this new era of my life. I really do not want 2024 to be like any other year that I have ever lived in my life. When I was reflecting on my previous birthdays, I was just thinking about like the birthdays that I actually have had. This story time that I'm gonna share with you guys, it honestly traumatizes me to this day. I honestly believe that that is why, out of all the years I have been on YouTube telling you guys stories, I have just chose not to tell you guys this story. I have been choosing to keep it to myself, because let me be real with you. I know that there are people that watch my channel just to see if I'm gonna talk about them, and I don't want no drama, but you know what I do want? I want some money. So let me go ahead and tell y'all this story, because when that check hit, it's gonna feel way better than anything any bitch gotta say in them comments below. So let's get into it. When I was in my early 20s, I was still very much a people pleaser. I didn't know that I was a people pleaser, but like, if you care so much about what people think about you, what does that make you, bitch? I didn't understand a lot of the decisions that I made was based on how I felt people would view me, or what I thought people would think about me. Like, I used to go to parties and buy everyone drinks because I thought that that would make people think that I was a boss and that I got money, when in real life they was just like, she's stupid, she buying everybody drinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, in real life, it wasn't coming across how I thought it was in my head. And I'm so happy that I outgrew that people pleasing phase of my life. That's how I ended up in situations like this story time. I distinctly remember this birthday because I got into it with my auntie. Like, I was so mad at my auntie because I wanted her to give me money for the deposit so I could get a suite at the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood. Like, I was at home literally beefing with my auntie because I told all these people that I was gonna get a suite at the Roosevelt and I was gonna have a hotel party, but I didn't know that if you wanna rent a room, you have to pay the deposit, and I only had enough money for the room, bitch. I started World War III in my household, but I ended up getting exactly what I wanted, okay? And that's why the girls can't take me, because I get everything I want.
Because if God was to come down and choose between you and me, he would choose me every time, every fucking time.
But that's like, I'm going off topic. So I get the money, book the suite, and me and my best friend at the time, I have gone through so many best friends, but that's another conversation too. We go down to Hollywood and check in to the hotel. Like I said, I distinctly remember this birthday because up until the point that everybody started to arrive, I was having a great day, just me and my best friend. Like, it was such a wholesome day. I remember checking into the hotel with my best friend, jumping up and down on the beds. It was really just fond memories up until the point that the party got started. The true villain of this story, I feel like we got to give this bitch a fake name, which is crazy because I've been doing story times for so long. I feel like some of these people don't even deserve fake names because at the end of the day, I'm the main character. But I feel like I need to give this bitch a fake name so y'all can keep up. So what am I gonna call her? I'm gonna call this girl Chicago. One of the people that I invited to my birthday was this girl that I went to high school with named Chicago. Now, I knew Chicago was not my friend, and I knew that we had this weird relationship. Like, we were definitely frenemies because Chicago definitely did not like me. Like, Chicago was the kind of girl that would come around you just to study you. But that was like a rare breed to me. Like, I never encountered nobody like Chicago before. I didn't really know that that was her whole MO. Like, I didn't know bitches like Chicago even existed. I just thought, oh, you know, she's shady. She says stuff that's like disrespectful here and there. But I grew up around bitches like that. Like, I can handle some shade. I didn't know that this bitch was trying to like steal my identity. And we're gonna get into that. Like I said, when I was growing up in these LA streets, the weather was always funky on my birthday. It was always cloudy. It was always raining. I didn't really get to have a lot of amazing birthdays as a child, if any. I feel like they just skipped my birthday entirely because they was like, oh, it's raining, whatever. This particular story just sticks out to me so strongly because I did not have a lot of birthdays growing up. And also, in this particular time in my life, I had so many friends. Like, I invited so many people and they all showed up. It was at least 15 people in the suite and they were all my friends and it was such a good time. The vibes were there. Like, everybody was just so happy, so ready to celebrate. But this bitch, Chicago, how do I want to explain it? Like, when I was planning the birthday, I was giving her all the updates. Chicago was like the only person for real from high school that I actually acknowledged and talked to in real life. Like, she was the only one that I actually gave access to me. And to be honest, it was because we both worked in Santa Monica. Because majority of the people that I invited to my party were new friends because we worked together. So in real life, like, she was the only person that represented my past. And I remember how she acted on my birthday because she was so excited when I was planning it. And then on the day of my actual birthday, she showed up late. Then when she shows up, she brings some guy that I have never seen before in my life. And then on top of that, she showed up in sweatpants and Uggs, which kind of gave me the vibe she showed up to my birthday as charity. I'm the kind of person, you don't have to show up at all. Like, I'm really like, if you don't want to be bothered with me, you don't have to be bothered with me. So I really didn't understand that. And like, to show up late and to not even put effort into your look was crazy to me. We're already lit. When she gets to the party, everybody is making the situation about her. Oh, why are you late? What happened? The energy that she brought when she finally did show up after being like 2 hours late was very much giving this is charity work. She brought some guy that none of us even knew, and then she was just on the couch with him the whole time while everybody else was drinking, taking pictures, socializing. She was just acting like she was over it. She was actually at my party for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes before she had to leave because apparently the guy that she came with, his brother got in a car accident. At this point, everybody's drunk. Nobody cares that she's leaving. I was happy to see her go. I was like, yes, go take care of that. Good luck to the brother, and close the door behind her ass. We were already getting noise complaints. At this point, I'm trying to enjoy the rest of my night before they come shut the party down. Like, I really don't care what you and this man got going on. When she left, we took the party to the next level. People were making runs to CVS and the liquor store to get more bottles. Now, this is what gags me. This is like the meat and the bones of the story. She showed up late. She didn't even want to be there. And then she left early with her man. Why did she end up coming back? The party had definitely calmed down. So it went from like 15, 20 people to maybe like 9 or 8 people. This is when I knew that this bitch does not like me at all. Like, I already told you guys I felt like we were frenemies when we were in high school, but this particular story time and this situation, it was like my eyes were open and I could no longer turn a blind eye to who this bitch really was, right? I don't even remember how this bitch ended up coming back, especially because she was acting like she was too good to be there in the first place. So she came back. She was pretty much telling us like, yeah, he has to handle that whole situation with his brother, and I just felt like it would be better for him to handle that by himself. And I was like, yeah, girl, okay, take a shot, whatever. She ends up inviting her ex. Okay, so she shows up with one guy. His brother gets in an accident. He has to leave. She's like, fuck this guy. I'm gonna go back to Brianna's room. And not only that, I'm gonna invite my ex from high school. I knew this guy, okay? The first guy, I didn't know. The ex from high school, I knew him. She invited him to come. I'm like, yeah, girl, I don't care. And at this point, it was probably like 2 in the morning. They were just coming through as like an after party kind of vibe because we still had bottles. So when she invites her ex, he comes through with his friends. They bring their bottles. We turn up again. And this time, Chicago is actually enjoying herself. Like, it seemed like she was really having a good time. But let me tell y'all something. When I originally got that suite, my intention was for me and my best friend who I checked in the hotel with to stay there. It was only gonna be me and her. Then, as we got into the party and we started turning up, I told my gay best friend at the time that he could stay with us as well. So never did I ever intend on having a sleepover with a whole bunch of people. My intention was, I'm gonna have this party, they're gonna leave, and me and my actual best friends, we're gonna get in this California king size bed and we're gonna knock out. We're gonna go to sleep. When Chicago brought her ex and his friends, it got a little too ghetto for one of my besties. She was like, I'm gonna go home. It went from MTV to BET. And I was like, you know what, girl, I feel you. Chicago noticed my best friend excused herself, and she took it upon herself to take her place. And she started telling people, oh, it's cool if you stay, it's cool if you spend the night. And I started to notice that these guys were getting hella comfortable, and I'm like, you got to go. Before I knocked out, baby, everybody had to clear the room. When I told everybody to leave, when I said, okay, wrap it up, I'm ready to go to bed, my gay bestie was still there. Now remember, this was a suite. I never invited Chicago to sleep in the bed with us. Chicago could have slept on the couch, and that's where I told her ass to sleep. No shade, no tea. Yes, I went to high school with her, but she was not my friend like that. Like, girl, if you want to stay your ass on the couch. This is why Chicago is the villain of the story, because I paid for that room. I got into it with my auntie for that room. I tell yo homies to leave. You wait till me and my best friend are asleep and invite them back into my room. And you probably like, Brianna, how would you know that she invited these people back into your room if you were asleep? Because I woke up out of my sleep by the moans of Chicago next to me. And I look over and Chicago is getting her cookie ate in my bed that I paid for. Let me calm down. Let me calm down, okay? Let me run it back. Let me run it back. I told every heterosexual man that was in my hotel suite to go home. The only man that should have been in my bed with me was my gay best friend. Period. Dot. That's it. Waking up to the moans of a bitch that I told to sleep on the couch was insane to me, bitch. And then, look, I could understand if she was on some trifling shit and she was like, I'm not staying on the couch. Let's go in the room. It's just Brianna in there. She got all that space in the bed. I could semi-understand that. Like, it's still trifling. It's still rude. It's still nasty. But I could kind of get that. You decided to get your cookie ate while it's not just me. It's a whole other man in the bed. It was like a movie. I could not believe that that was what I was waking up to. We're in a whole suite. You could have did that in the living room. You really could have did that in the living room. I don't get it, y'all. I do not get it to this day. I don't fucking get it, bitch.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch.
When I tell you it was like a movie, it's because I was like stiff. Like when I started to realize what was going on and I saw that boy's head under the covers, oh my God, I'm having flashbacks. Because I was just like, right next to me, bitch. And then I look over. Now remember, I'm not moving. I just like kind of like move my head over and my best friend was already up, like wide awake. And I'm gonna put a meme of like, I don't know if it's Squidward or if it's SpongeBob, but I have this like visual in my head. He was laying in the bed and his eyes was just like, he was catching all the tea. And when I saw that he was already wide awake, I was like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna tolerate this disrespect. And that's when I rose up like Dracula and I was like, ugh, what are you doing? I woke up on 10. Like I said, I had to take that time to process what was going on. And when I realized that I was not the only person that was conscious of what was going on, it just really ruffled my feathers. So I cut their little intimate session short. The guy that Chicago was hooking up with in the bed wasn't even her ex. It was her ex's best friend. If they could even call each other best friends at that point. So this bitch done went through 3 guys on my birthday and I didn't even have 1 man. She had 3. I told y'all at the beginning of the story, I had never experienced nobody like Chicago before. Obviously, I told them to leave.
Seriously? You're just like a whore. Such a tramp. Get your and get the out of here.
We had to check out soon anyway, and I just did not want to see her face. I was like, can y'all go? Especially because at this point, I wasn't drunk anymore. I kind of was just feeling like, you ruined my birthday, bitch. What Chicago did was extremely disrespectful. It was disgusting. There was just like levels to it that just made me feel like, I'm sick of you. If I never saw you again in my life, I would be so good. And I know you guys are not gonna believe me, but the story actually does get worse. After I gave that bitch a reality check and told her to leave,
get the stepping.
And I will never forget this because nobody has done some weird shit like this to me since. Because I don't hang out with weird bitches. So that's probably why I'm traumatized too. Because I'm just like, what was going on like in that season of my life? So I'm trying to process the fact that like, apparently I made Chicago feel that comfortable. She thought she could get her cookie ate right next to me and I wasn't gonna say nothing. And then I go on Instagram and I see that this bitch posted a Marc Jacobs wallet that my auntie bought me for my birthday on her Instagram like it was hers.
Mother.
When I tell you that shit sent me through the roof, I can't even express to you why it made me so angry. I was just like, this bitch wants to be me. Who the fuck posts somebody else's birthday gift on their story like it's theirs? Okay, so let's pretend this is the wallet that my auntie got me for my birthday. So if I take a picture and I'm holding it from this angle like this, you're gonna think it's mine, right? The girls that get it, get it. If you don't get it and you wanna say, oh, Brianna, that's so petty, you would probably do the same thing Chicago did, and I really don't even wanna hear you. Cause I know some of y'all like to normalize bullshit. Your opinion doesn't matter. That's some weirdo shit. Posting somebody else's belongings on your story like it belongs to you and I'm not your sugar daddy is very weird. It's one thing for you to disrespect me in private, but to post my belongings on social media was crazy. I actually thought she was psychotic for that. And I clocked it. I exposed her. And I used to have a reputation of like exposing people on Twitter, literally getting into full-blown fights with people on the timeline.
Huh? Tiger had the biggest. Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga.
But you know, I'm older and wiser now. That one stupid ass Instagram post resulted in like years of beef between me and Chicago. Because the North remembers, bitch. The North remembers. There was a time where you really had my shit and was posting my shit on your Instagram like it was yours. Now you're on TikTok talking about when I beef with girls, but I never see them because we're never in the same location. You don't want to be in the same location as me. Because then people will know you're a fraud. I can sit back and laugh about it now, but damn, I really used to waste my energy for real on these bitches. And I'm so grateful that I have grown to the point where I love the person that I am today because people know not to try it. I love that. I love that for me. Anyway, if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. support your girl. Get those fingers moving in the comments below and let me know how you guys feel about this crazy ass story. Me personally, that was like a once in a lifetime experience. I have never experienced it again. And I feel like that's why it's just so shocking and bizarre to me, because it's like, girl, do you think that's normal? But you know what? Let's just laugh at this girl in the comments below. Or is that bullying? We're just gonna talk about it in those comments below. With that being said, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Till next time.